a conditional claim. We're going to say if you impose this and the supply and demand don't move sufficiently such that you're now, prohibiting legally what would still be the market clearing price, then these consequences will follow. And that's a crucial thing for us to tell undergrads, that people need to know that. But we don't know that because we've studied history so much. We know because we've thought through these things more than the average public has.
I don't think I have 5 minutes worth to say, so I'll spend the first minute defending the Middle Ages. I would like to point out that I can offer you two different examples, one from an Icelandic saga and one from a, I think, 14th century medieval Islamic traveler, of the empirical method for testing conjectures. So it is not a modern invention. With regard to our discussion, I started out saying I didn't know if it would be a debate. In my view, there are two different mistakes that different modern Austrians make. And I think Bob is only making one of them. One of them is a mistake about how to do economics, and I don't think he's making that mistake. And that's the view that you can do a priori theory and actually figure out confident conclusions about the real world. And as far as I can tell, he doesn't believe that. The other is a mistake about Chicago School economics. And that's the idea that Chicago School economics is simply blind curve fitting or something close to that. That is just looking at the evidence and that'll tell you the answer. And as I tried to explain in my first 10 minutes, that's not the way Chicago School economists ever do economics. That the method is a method which starts out with what I think Bob wants to call all of economics, that is economic theory. But it recognizes that that theory is an imperfect description of the world and a description that doesn't tell you enough, even if true, to give certain conclusions. And it therefore uses the economic theory to form plausible conjectures about the world, some more plausible than others, but then tests them against the real world. And that's how it's really done. And I think if you listen to a recording of this talk, I hope that it will be clear the next time Bob talks about this subject that he's making no mistakes at all. But at this point, it seems to me that many of his comments implicitly were attributing to the Chicago approach the idea that simply looking at the data told you the answers, and that's not what anybody believes. Thank you.
Thank you, David Friedman and Bob Murphy. We have a short break in here, and then I believe Maria Brewer